This is how I draw bodies.
Circle. Guideline. Better. Bring in the top of the skull. Indent where your eyes are. Wrap around to the side of the skull. I like to round things off a bit more because that's how I draw. There we go. We have a head now. Body, I like to draw a rectangle to get an idea of how big to make it and know what it looks like in 3D space, which I suck at. There, I like that a lot better. I want to bring the ribcage closer to the head. That's when you connect the neck. That lets you turn your head and be connected to the rest of your body. Next, collarbone. Bring that out. That lets you move your shoulders and arms and shit. Better. Add circles so that way you can see the joints. There we go. Cylinders for arms, so that way you can see that they're round and see what direction they're going. Bring the next cylinder around. Now, you need to put them on something. The hips, y'all like curves, so y'all tell me that on anything I draw. Add another box to know where to place the hips. Make sure it's all falling some type of perspective. Now, the rib cage, and the hips, are at an angle, usually on women. Not all the time, but when I make them look sexy, yeah, I mean, that's what you do. You try and keep these centered with your makeshift spine. 3DV, it's the best way I can describe it. We can draw an oval in this box so that way we can better see what we're doing. They sprout out a little bit weirdly. I don't know what the joint's called, you know, you can't really quote me on an anatomy. I kind of just eyeball everything. But I do know that it's going to go in. You have a little bit of stomach right here. You know, make it however you want, however your character is. You know, let's make her a little bit more chubby because he just sits around all day anyway. And then we wrap around that hip to the buttocks area, which kind of goes around to the back. Once again, I just eyeball that. Just get a quick stick so that way we know how she's standing. Another cylinder, and you make them however big you want, depending on how the character is going to look when you draw them. Try and fix the shoulder a little bit, and the neck. But, you know, half of the head's horizontal width on the other side. So something, let's just turn, so it's kind of a bad example, but something like this. So this is probably where you want the shoulders to cut off at. Next is how I draw the younger characters, which I had to study because I just kind of drew them how I draw short like women. So that attracted a lot of weird stares that I didn't appreciate. So it's basically the same premise, just simplified. So say if I wanted to draw Kana, you start with your head. You want to simplify the skull, and I have it have the same amount of detail, but keep it nice and rounded. This one have like a more realistic style, and you can also just give it a bit more of a jaw. So add some more curve to that. And for the body, unlike our lady here, instead of that, you know, their body being, you know, let's say around 5 heads tall, you know, torso being a head, then this middle area is about half a head, hips about half a head, legs are about a head, you know. For the younger characters, the child's head, the little child's body, be it, like entire body, other than his legs and stuff, be at about a head tall. Simplify everything you do for the adult body for a child body, so that way you don't get weird stares. You'll still get weird stares no matter what, apparently, but, you know, you do your best. That's a little bit under a head. The hips would fall under the same area, and move his head down just a little bit. Probably shrink it just a bit too, to make the ribs a little bit less wide. Younger character. Gonna center the head. Whimsy gesture. Like I said, you simplified this area. You don't really do anything with it because of the age. Like we said, cylinders for the arms, about the same proportion as an adult, you know. A little bit longer though. They're forearms do fall a little bit longer under the ribs, unlike the adult. Bigger, that's just how she's made. There. We have the more childlike body. So next, let me fix her. Next, we clean it up. 1 second. That's where I'm not gonna talk. And bam, done. Now I have to go draw other things, but that's how I draw bodies. I switched up some poses a bit, I changed some small details because during the process some things just didn't look right. There goes my phone. But yeah. The tutorial on how to draw bodies, not how I do everything else. I suck at these. Anyway, bye.